In today's video, part 2 of our 3-part remote final expense sales playlist, we're going to get into the type of leads by intent and quality, and we're even going to touch on generating your own appointments that are set by the clients along with your own Facebook and internet leads. I'm going to start by talking about the lower intent leads and work up to the highest intent final expense leads available. And yes, a thumbs up would be appreciated, and we do recommend you subscribe if you're a new viewer. We're putting out new content, insurance related, like all the time. Any type of lead that is aged or referred to as a second chance lead is going to be of the lowest quality out there. Not only that, but in June of 2024, they're going to be illegal. You shouldn't have to pay more than a couple of dollars for these, and understand, these are going to be leads of people who either maybe didn't buy the first time around, or second time around, or third time around, or fourth time around, or of people who, for whatever reason, the other insurance agents before you haven't been able to even get on the phone. So if you do get them on the phone, there is a good chance that they won't even remember filling out the lead request form. And guys, check this out. If you'd like a copy of the thank you note that our agents send out to everybody that they sell, that way your new client actually has something from you with the monthly premium on it, along with a reminder of the exact draft date, just stick around till the end of the video and I'm going to show you how to get this bad boy for yourself. Let's talk about pooled leads. When you get with an agency that has those subsidized lead plans, otherwise known as free leads, you will most likely be calling the same leads that other agents with your agency are calling too. Also, will be illegal in June of 2024. Some of the seniors that you speak with are going to hang up on you or yell at you because they are getting calls from multiple insurance agents. The next type of lead that I'd like to talk about is the telemarketed final expense lead. This type of lead is generated through a cold call. And yeah, guys, again, in June of 2024, people are fighting this, but these are going to be no longer compliant. The telemarketer calls and the prospect answers, and then the telemarketer simply says something to the effect that there are new state-regulated life insurance programs available in their state, and they're designed for folks on a fixed income that don't make a lot of money. And then they ask the prospect if it's okay to have a licensed agent give them a call back. The prospect says, yeah, sure. And now you have your typical telemarketed callback lead, which leads us to the telemarketed live transfer lead. That's right, also going to be illegal in 2024. This is the same idea of the telemarketer making a cold call, and instead of asking if it's okay for the insurance agent to call back, they tell the prospect that they've got an agent on standby and ask them if it's okay for them to connect the call right now with that live agent. As convenient as this may sound, keep in mind the telemarketer is making first contact. Okay, it's a cold call. Therefore, when the prospect answers the phone, they have not initiated any actual interest whatsoever and are often bored and, you know, maybe even sickly. We get that a lot. And they'll simply say, yeah, sure, I'll speak with somebody, whatever. Before we get into the two best leads in the industry, which are the live inbound TV commercial lead and the calendar appointment lead, where the prospect actually sets an appointment on their own to speak with the agents, let's talk about Facebook leads, internet leads, and even generating this type of lead on your own. In the event where you happen to be like a brilliant advertising genius and are super tech savvy, you might be able to generate your own calendar appointments. There are videos on YouTube that will help, but look guys, this is the simple fact. I've learned this through years of doing this. At the end of the day, you're most likely going to be better off just purchasing a funnels system from someone who is already selling these and can even set one up for you on your computer and maybe even connect it to your Facebook and Twitter or whatever way that the system is going to be used. I know in the past I've seen ads from Justin Thomas and Alberto Real, and these guys advertise on YouTube and Facebook about their amazing funnel systems. I don't know if they're any good or not. I've had one agent that worked with me that purchased one of them and she had nothing but issues, but something like that. That's the idea. If you can find a company that'll set this up on your system and give you a guarantee that it'll actually work, then that's probably your best bet. If you have strong basic computer skills and are patient and diligent, you might be able to generate your own leads. Now, let's put it that way. You're not going to generate your own appointments, but I would say your leads by, running your own Facebook ads. Again, understand, these leads are hard to get a hold of, and that's the truth. They don't like to answer the phone, but they're doable. If you're generating I want to say 50 to 100 a day and maybe throwing them in a speed dialer to call. Now, back to those calendar appointments. These are the preferred lead for our agents for several reasons, and mainly because the level of intent is about as high as it gets. The client sees an ad about getting a quote for the insurance. They fill out a lead form, and the way that we've got it set up for our agents, once the lead form is filled out, the prospect sees the agent's photograph, and of course it says something like, "Thanks for contacting me, I'll reach out when I'm available. However, I do highly recommend setting an appointment on the calendar below." Guys, that is pretty strong intent. Now, just think about it. The prospect fills out the lead request form, and then they take a second step to actually set the appointment on the agent's calendar, which after they do that, this is pretty cool, they're also going to get a text message asking them to text the word verify to actually confirm the appointment, which most people will do. So now you got all these verified appointments to call, and look, we already know that they know how to text, right? Because that's how they verified it. So on the day of the appointment, when they get the automated reminder text about an hour before the appointment, they're going to be expecting your call, which leads us to the highest intent lead that there is, and it's the live TV call-in lead. Now, it's different than a regular call-in lead because the agent answers the phone. So what happens is the prospect sees a TV commercial about the importance of buying final expense insurance, and they call into the 800 number, and you, the agent, actually answers. Again, they're not leaving a message with somebody to get a call back. You answer the phone. The only negative aspect about this type of lead is the cost, and the availability. They're very hard to get a hold of. In most cases, you're gonna pay, for this type of lead, $70 and up. I hate to say it, per lead, per call. And for a company to even take you serious and work with you, they're gonna want you to get a lot, 40, 50 of these every single week. That's pretty expensive. I've seen inbound TV leads for over $90 each during open enrollment. So that's something else to think about. Around October, November, when Medicare season comes in, they've got to compete with those Medicare commercials. So basically, I hate to say what happens, but if you're on a program like that with a company that does that, you're kind of shut down for a couple of months. If your commission level isn't at least 110% for the main product that you're selling, even if you do well using this type of lead, the return on investment is just not going to be there. It's going to be way too low for this to work out. So keep that in mind before you jump with an agency that can offer you something like that. As an agency owner, we've worked with TV leads in the past, and for the right agent, they work pretty darn well. If you're a talented sales professional, and actually understand the importance of overcoming objections and have worked on mastering the art of persuasion and influence, again, then that type of lead will work. It's just too expensive otherwise. And that's something that we learned years ago. Agency-wide, we were running these type of leads for quite a while, and we had issues. Most agents just couldn't get the return on investment. So if you don't have thousands of dollars put aside and you try to use this type of expensive lead while you're cutting through the learning curve, I hate to say it, you can likely end up in debt before you have the sales process down and end up being a talented producer. Part 3 of the series is coming up next. So guys, hang on a few seconds longer. This is where we're going to address the actual remote sales process along with the sales presentation script and even dealing with tire kickers and overcoming objections. So that video is going to roll next. If you'd like a copy of the thank you note that I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com for more info on our remote final expense sales platform where the agents actually get 20 to over 30 appointments minutes per day on their individual calendar, along with commission levels at 100% and higher, just shoot me an email at that same address. As always, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Remember, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything will always fall into place, actually. Now, get out there and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.